cogs a lot to burn through the Undying. Because you're strength hero versus strength hero matchup. Like, naturally, Decay just gives you an advantage.
Yeah, this is so weird, though. I'm not used to seeing any of the setups that they currently have. They finally rotate Yoki out of that bottom lane and into top, so I'm not quite sure what the original plan was there, but it looks like PPD is heading mid, but...
Okay, so the original plan was a dual lane of Bloodseeker Undying, I think. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And then they run a Bane-Lina duo, which obviously has a lot of kill power.
Yeah, but things just kind of went
Got
wonky,
crazy.
I guess, with the first...
Yeah. That was very weird. PPD is trying to set up for a kill on Resolution right now, but he just brought his bottle in. Plus, he's got 10 Magic Wand charges. This is two different heroes that went for super early Magic Wands. I'm not sure if just because we had a lot of fighting early on and they were able to go back to base and finish up the Magic Wand, but Resolution as well as Silent. Like, not just the Magic Stick, the full completed Magic Wand.
I think it's fine. You're eventually going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good lead going into this matchup just because he got the first blood, I believe. So going for it is not bad at all.
No, it's just rather unique is the interesting thing.
The CS is kind of my issue right now because Sumail doesn't get slowed down by this that much because he got the kill. I think net worth, the Dragon Knight leads because of the first blood and the bounty rune that he got and Sumail was unable to, but the overall lane, Sumail's doing just fine.
Aloha Dance actually going to come in for the Tombstone. They need to be able to get in range of the Dragon Tail. They will. Now the DK and the Tombstone start stacking up. Sumail actually keeps himself alive a little bit longer via his bottle. It still needs a couple more right clicks out. A Resolution comes forward with the Wreath Fire, managing to finish off the hero. And AUI can't actually contest any further. If anything, Resolution's going to go for the kill because he has another Dragon Tail with Aloha Dance coming in. Double kill for Resolution. And Empire striking back hard here in game number 2.
And all of a sudden, Resolution 6, and he's
oh my goodness,
almost taking a tower. This isn't even like a real... Like, something has happened where everybody just decided to play this game completely different than they typically do. Like, AUI coming in there at the end, Resolution all of a sudden, despite struggling really hard in the lane when it came to CS, is very much on top of the net worth charts. And it's hard to analyze what's going on because it's just so back and forth.
So much action. Bit of harassment there from the Fisher. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Silent is playing. Yeah, Fear is a Queen of Pain versus a Bane-Lina combination. Like, this is incredibly dangerous. The Shadow Demon can't even do that much because you Bane sleep, you set up for the Light Strike Array. What happens if you fake out the Light Strike Array and he accidentally disrupts? Then you're actually just setting up the Lina again for a Light Striker. Oh, hook shot actually catching Aloha Dance. That's not the hero. A two-man Decay with the Tombstone over the top. Universe desperately trying to get away from this one. Aloha Dance should be fine. The Tombstone starts chasing away all of these heroes.
There's 4 EG heroes mid right now.
4 heroes mid, and they couldn't actually win the fight.
Yeah, that's the power of Aloha Dance, playing that Undying. Just getting multiple stacks of Decay and just securing that Resolution has a good start, who's been untouched most of this game. And Sumail is struggling right now. He does have 32 CS, but those 2 deaths are really setting him far behind. And Resolution is 3-0 already, and this is not the type of player that you want to give this confidence boost to.
Still waiting for the pickoff here in bottom lane. It's got to come soon. Silent has his level 6 coming in. Because again, I'm just waiting. Like, AUI is staying very far back, and I'm sure that like the first attempt they go for the sleep and the Light Strike Array, like the disruption will successfully dodge. But eventually, there's like Empire going to learn. There's going to be that mind game.
Yeah, Fear has to be careful up top. The Bloodseeker, because he's been left alone, he has 44 CS, and he's in the off lane. He's doing so well right now. Fear is not doing nearly as well. He's quite far behind when it comes to levels and farm. I don't even know if PPD can defend him here if he misblinks. And this is going to mean that because PPD has to be at top in case the Bloodseeker goes there, because if PPD shows himself mid, I think that he just runs a Fear at top, right? And then they manage to get the kill. He's actually going to go for it, but Fear smartly brings himself a TP and doesn't overcommit for anything. He did that thing you were talking about too.
The blink way, instant move. Yoki is going to be caught here by Universe. Good rotation out from EG. They gave up the middle tower, but they got the deny on it, and they also managed to kill the Bloodseeker, slowing down his very important farm.
Yeah, he still has a pretty absurd amount of farm, though, and now the time has passed where EG can safely kill the Dragon Knight. He's got 1,000 gold. If he wants to, he could one creep away from being able to pick up his Ogre Club, and that would make him virtually unstoppable. And it looks like
what about Shadowblade here for this game?
That's what I was thinking. Just
Nice.
because of how early he would get it,
Yeah.
it would create so much discomfort for EG.
And it's incredibly strong versus the intelligence cores, these very mobile heroes who are dependent on their blinks.
Yes, I completely agree with that assessment, actually. I think that it would do a lot of work, but I don't know if he will do it. It's
Yeah.
not the safest option.
It's a little bit risky. What about do you like the Glimmer Cape build? Glimmer Cape, break it apart, then go for the Shadowblade.
I think it's okay, but I just like the Shadowblade first if you're going to do that.
Oh.
It does make you incredibly tanky, though. And it's a bit
And it does
weird.
give you the invis factor a lot earlier.
Yeah, but I mean,
Speaking of invis factor, Universe is coming in with a smoke. It's actually been slept up. No one's going to try and force that, though. At least I don't think so. PPD and AUI position very defensively.
Resolution's coming in with an invis rune, though, and EG, I think they know that this is coming because they had a ward, but AUI has to be really careful.
They've got Elder Dragon for him. Even if he's right in front of that tier 1 tower, Resolution could just pop the Dragon for him for the long-range stun.
Oh, PPD thought that he was going to go around.
Yeah, PPD gets caught, and good disruption save, but he's still PPD in a bad position. As we were talking about earlier, the disruption almost sets up the Light Strike array in a lot of situations. Universe was thinking about a hook shot there earlier, but it's just too much. Can't fight into the Undying, and another tower will end up falling. So AUI could go for the deny, got a chance.
Empire are actually getting really farmed as a result of all these pushes. They've done good in the laning phase. They pretty much dominate the top 3 net worths. And it's not even very close, actually. If you
Yeah, the
look
Storm
at it.
Spirit, he's got second in CS, but he's still so far behind, even Lina.
If Empire decide to continue to push for this too, EG is going to be hard pressed to fend them off because they just don't have the levels right now.
Yoki moves over. He's going to have his Hand of Midas soon with the amount of farm that they're picking up. Samael, second regeneration rune for him. He's getting rather lucky in that regard.
Hand of Midas and 100 gold. And he should be able to snowball heavily over the clockwork. This is not the Sumail that we've seen the last 3 or 4 games where he just had such a great start in the laning phase. That first blood and then the subsequent kills really seem to have just messed with his internal timings.
Beer's trying to make a recovery at the top lane. What's he going for? Oh, that's actually just a magic one he's completing. So not even a real item. Empire going to go for the top lane push, it looks like now. Resolution's got another Elder Dragon form in 15 seconds. They seem to be very clean on their timings here. First Dragon form, taking the tier 1 middle, then bottom, then top. Very clear rinse and repeat.
All week long, we've actually seen the smoke into try to pick off the safe laner and then go for the push.
Yep.
But Empire is so comfortable with their lead. They don't even have to know what the net worth chart looks like to know that they're in the lead, right? And so they're going to feel incredibly comfortable with this. And a Blink Dagger.
I love this. I mean, the Shadowblade is an interesting choice, but this Blink Dagger, I think, gives him so many more opportunities early. PPD, yep, the Blink Dagger comes in, stops PPD from being able to TP away. Quick pick off there. Resolution's popped his ultimate, and they start heading up to the top lane.
This is punishing. This means that nobody can be out of position for EG because he can pretty much throw the stun out and then they can one-tap. And this is so much more reliable than the Shadowblade too. Like this initiation, you can't really misjudge the range. You have to stay so far back if you're EG.
Evil Geniuses, all they can really do. AUI's pushing out that bottom lane. I really question, though, again, if he was that greedy 4 position, you would say, okay, it's a trade-off, blah, 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 but how much is the Shadow even really going to give you? He does have the maxed out Shadow Poison, so that it conceivably can be a very big factor, especially with the increase to 5 stacks of Shadow Poison being possible. It's just very unlikely.
Yeah, it's more that just kind of feels underwhelming to give that amount of farm and that amount of space to that
Three-man
hero.
smoke, but they run into Aloha Dance immediately. They will be able to get the Light Strike Array and try and blow up Universe. They didn't actually get out the Tombstone, and Universe TPing out. Oh, God, he almost made it out, but the last right click is there from Silent in time. Now Fear comes forward with his double damage. Silent, he does have a TP. UI has the disruption as well. PPD's coming in with a Fissure. TP out from the Bloodseeker. That gets out. I think they'll just be so happy if only the Bloodseeker escapes. That's fine.
Oh, and Silent might even get out of this.
Sleep wakes him up, and there goes the Sonic Wave. Now a long jump over from Sumail. Always want to fly, though. Is far enough ahead. He will be fine.
EG are going to be really dissatisfied with only getting...
The fact that level 11 Bloodseeker escaped was a huge loss of experience for EG.
Empire get away relatively unscathed. They did lose the Undying, but they got the Clockwork in return. And the fact that they committed so heavily for that many heroes at that top lane makes this... Obviously, it's good for them because they killed Alina, but it does mean that Resolution just continues to farm during that time. Resolution's got an Ogre Club on top of that Blink Dagger, an absurd amount of farm. And I didn't even realize it, but you're right. Yoki's actually level 11 right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the level difference between the two. AUI's dead. Deader than a doornail. Resolution, yet another Elder Dragon form. They can't really take tier 2 in middle, but maybe they can get a couple shots off.
Yeah, they don't have to all-in commit for pushes or anything like that, because even when it comes to the late game, because Yoki decided to go for this Midas so early, and it's paid off so many times, it's just, he's picking up such a level advantage over everybody on EG, and nobody from EG can really go for the split push because of this Blink Dagger pickup by Resolution. It's just too dangerous to get opened up on.
So the tower will be brought down. Oh, it's dropping below half HP here, and the rest of Empire are backing up Resolution, so even as Evil Geniuses start mounting response, Dragon Form's going to run out soon. I'm sure Empire are going to back up.
I think they can still hit this a few more times and maybe even commit for this because they're still probably going to feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, Universe goes for Silent. Resolution actually tried to blink inside but doesn't quite make it. Yule Scepter from Silent keeps him alive a little bit longer. They do also have the defensive sleep. Nice Light Strike Array as he dies. He will be able to get the stun on a Universe, which ensures the kill. PPD actually got off his Echo Slam, but immediately Fiend's gripped up here. Blinked forward to try and get more kills, but he just ends up going down as well. Nobody really drops in. Resolution's now caught Sumail. Sumail, though, has enough mana to be able to get away. In fact, if anything, may even think about turning onto Resolution. He actually 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. Bye-bye. Fear comes back in. Empire, being too aggressive, go from not losing anybody really for that fight to dropping 3 more hero kills. All they lost was initially the Lina.
That looks so good initially for them. And the weird thing is that PPD just kind of walked in, waltzed right in, hit a huge Echo Slam on all of them.
And that still didn't make a difference. Like, Empire still could have won the fight and walked away at that point.
Yeah, and I think that they were trying to overcommit a little bit too hard, but if you're taking a look at the net worth, even that doesn't impact it too much.
No.
The Storm Spirit, who you expect to be ahead of the Lina, has just barely caught up to her. Even with the buyback from Fear, it doesn't make a big enough difference where it matters. I guess that it was a really good buyback, though. They got most of the heroes. The experience angle alone probably made that worth it. But still, I mean, EG just not being able to mount a full defense. And Empire have plenty of items that they can go that would completely shift this game. Like, once Resolution gets a BKB, what can they really do on their supports? The same thing, I guess, exists of Yoki, who has 2.1k gold and managed to make it out of there without losing his life. And so things are going to be a little bit brutal for them once these things start to add up.
Ace Drune and a 2-man smoke. They've got the Fiend's Grip coming up in 4 seconds as well, so they find the right heroes. Quick blink away thanks to this ward right here. Laning phase ward is placed by Empire at the same time. There's an SY for our Bloodseeker. The start of his mid-game builds is